Welcome back. Some huge changes are happening right now in the Arizona housing market. So for example, in regards to the number of closed home sales this July compared to July 2019, we're down by about 39%. So in today's video, I'm going to touch more on closed home sales, housing inventory, home prices, the share of price reductions, and of course, much more. Some very big changes happening right now in the Arizona housing market. So this report is based on my own analysis of the Arizona Realtors data here. I will share some of their data, but I actually want to provide some perspective about how these numbers here compare to pre-pandemic levels back in July 2019. So this report here, again, it's from the Arizona Realtors Association for July 2023, which was just posted today, which is August 1st. This report right here is actually covering single family houses, condos, townhomes, as well as apartment listings. Okay, let's first talk about housing inventory. So the Arizona Realtors defines listings as this right here, active plus pending home sales. So this is really a measure of contracts signed between buyers and sellers, as well as active listings or the number of houses actually for sale. In my personal opinion, it's much better to look at active listings and to exclude pending home sales. Therefore, I'm going to share some trends according to altosresearch.com, which is actually only houses actually for sale and not houses under contract. In any case, when looking at the Arizona Realtors Association, there was 25,907 listings for the month of July. That's a decrease of 30.7% compared to July of 2022. Now check this out, because when we exclude pending home sales, this number right here is actually much worse. So according to altosresearch.com, active listings right now are down by 37% compared to the same time frame in 2022, not a decrease of 30.7%. Here's exactly what I mean by that, because according to altosresearch.com, for the 7 days ended July 28th, there was approximately 11,359 houses actually for sale. 1 year ago, it was 17,962, a decrease of 37% compared to just 12 months ago. Here's something you guys should be aware of, though, if you guys are curious about the Arizona real estate market, because in late April, which is right there, there was approximately 12,000 homes for sale. In late April of 2022, though, there was 6,749. So in late April this year compared to late April of 2022, there's an increase of about 79% in the number of houses for sale, whereas right now it's down by 37%. So inventory was up greatly compared to this spring, but now we're down. The reason for that is this right here, because inventory levels, let me actually just zoom in here. So inventory levels in 2022 were absolutely surging. In the first week of January last year, there was 7,241 houses for sale. But by the time we hit this time last year, there was 17,962. So approximately 10,000 more houses for sale at this time last year compared to January 1st last year. In other words, approximately 10,000 more houses for sale year to date back then. Now look at this year though, because in early January this year, there was 16,332 homes for sale. Now there's only 11,359. So right now, inventory levels are down by about 5,000, whereas last year at this time, they were up by about 10,000. And that, of course, is one of the reasons why the housing market in Arizona was falling off a cliff in the second half of this year, whereas this year, inventory is actually down, therefore actually causing home prices to increase. And I'll have more to share regarding home prices here in just a little bit. One more thing you guys should be aware of, though, is that when comparing levels right now compared to 2019, we're down by about 53%. So right now, around 11,000 homes for sale. Back in, early August 2019, around 24,427. So to briefly recap here, we have approximately 37% fewer houses for sale compared to just 12 months ago. We're also down by about 53% compared to pre-COVID levels. All right, let's change gears slightly here and talk about closed home sales. Because according to the Arizona Realtors, there was 7,639 for the month of July this year, and that's a decrease of 9.8%. Now, when comparing levels to 2020, 2021, as well as 2019, of course, it's much, much worse. So here's the numbers I actually ran for you guys. So in comparing this July, which is 2023, to July of 2021, it's a decrease of 38% in the number of closed home sales. In 2020, it was a whopping 46% decrease. Also, when looking at pre-pandemic levels, back in July 2019, we have approximately 39% fewer closed home sales. Okay, let's talk about home prices in the state of Arizona, because the median sold price in the state was just under $358,000. That's an increase of 6% from July 2022. And by the way, this number right here, July 2021, the median sold price was not $508,000. Therefore, actually called and emailed the Arizona Realtors Association and told them that this is probably $308,000 and not $508,000. In any case, something I just noticed this morning when I was looking at this report here. So more or less, just ignore this and read this as $308,000. So regarding some trends I want to point out to you guys, the median sold price at $358,000. This is a decrease of 2% compared to June this year, which was at $365,000. By the way, June's number at $365,000 was not too much far off the all-time record high that was set back in March of 2022 at $368,000. Also at $358,000 right now, this means that prices are only down by 3% from the all-time record high set back in March last year. I mean, how wild is that? We have rates at around 7% right now, and also average 30-year rates have been at or above 6% ever since September last year. But despite that, we're only down by 3% from the all-time record high that was set last year when rates were around 5 to 5.5%. What's also quite remarkable as well is the run-up in prices ever since 2019 and 2020. So back in July 2020, the median sold price was $255,000. Now it's an increase of $100,000. Also, compare this to July 2019, the median sold price was only $245,000. This means the median sold price in Arizona has increased a whopping 46% ever since July of 2019. Okay, let's discuss the month supply in Arizona, because for July, it was only 3.15 months, a decrease of 1.3 percentage points from 1 year ago when the month supply was 2.9 months. So the month supply is very, very low, of course, at 3 months right now. Now, here's something I do not agree with them, though, because they're saying right here that we need a 6-month supply in order to have a balanced housing market. That would mean that the month supply would have to double in order to get to a balanced real estate market in which buyers nor home sellers have a competitive advantage over the other. In my personal opinion, if the month supply doubled, we would have a strong buyer's market and not a balanced real estate market. And this is exactly what happened last year, because even though we had far fewer houses nationwide compared to pre-pandemic levels, home prices fell off a cliff because housing inventory absolutely skyrocketed, even though it was below 2019's level. But what do you guys think about this? Please leave me a comment below. All right, let's change gears slightly again here and talk about the share of price reductions in Arizona. The share of price drops, at least for the 7 days ended July 28th, is at 38%, about 4 percentage points higher than the nation's average at 34%. Something I found to be interesting as well is that the share of price reductions has been decreasing more or less all year. Now, this is drastically different compared to what's happening right now nationwide, because nationwide, the share price drops has been increasing ever since the spring months this year, going from about 29% in late April. Now it's at 34%. Whereas in Arizona, the share of price drops has been decreasing from about 41% in late April. Now it's at 38%. This is also night and day difference compared to what happened last year, because last year the share price drops was 49%. The trough was in March, let's call it mid-March, at more or less 20%. So the share went from 20% to about 50% in less than 1 year. Whereas this year, the share has been going down. One more thing I do want to note though is that the share at 38% is still much higher compared to 2021 at 24%, as well as 2020 at 25%. But at 38% right now, this is only slightly higher than pre-pandemic levels back in August of 2019, when at that time it was around 36%. Also looking at mid-August 2018, it was at 37%. So let me briefly summarize what's happening right now in the Arizona real estate market here. So of course we have a lack of closed home sales, again down by 39% from 2019 and down by about 10% from last year's levels. So that we have a fallout in closed home sales likely due to the fact we have rates at around 7% right now. And of course, rates were in the threes in 2020 and 2021. And of course, we have a lack of houses for sale, down by about 53% from 2019's levels. And also, inventory levels are not skyrocketing this year like they did last year. And that's why home prices have increased by about 6% year over year. And on top of that, they're up by about 46% from 2019. So big picture, the lack of housing inventory in Arizona, and frankly across the United States here, is actually causing upward pressure on home prices. The big question though, how long will that last? So make sure you're subscribed to this channel and I'll definitely keep you posted. But what's your biggest takeaway from today's video? Please leave a comment below. Hope you guys have an awesome day and look forward to seeing you on the next video.